Welcome to this tutorial. I'm going to show you how to set up the Reflux and use it in Daisychain mode. I've got the sash higher up with the fume hood so that the camera can see what I'm doing. When you come into the lab, you need to be wearing your lab coat fully done up and have your safety glasses on and over your eyes. All of the lab scripts contain COSH and risk assessment information, and you need to have read this before you start working. So I've got the ethanoic anhydride, the phosphoric acid and the 2-hydroxybenzoic acid in my flask. I'm just going to show you how many anti-bumping granules, because it says to add a few. So because I've got gloves on, you can see, so it is literally just a few. So I'm just going to pop them in and do the lid up. Okay, so the Reflux condensers are set up in Daisychain, and that means that water comes from the tap and it's going to feed through all of them before it goes to the outflow. Don't touch anything about any of the connectors. If the water's not on, which it isn't at the moment, either me or a demonstrator will turn it on. I'm just going to turn it on so you can see the flow. As I say, this will either be on or we'll turn it on, and you'll be able to see the outflow of the water and it flowing through. You may have a hot plate in the fume hood, you may not have a hot plate. If there aren't hot plates, you're just going to bring your own and plug it in underneath. If there are, use the one you've got. So, as I say, you've got your flask with everything in, you've got your anti-bumpy granules in. So come to the condenser you're using. Be aware there will be people working beside you. So you're going to pop your condenser on, move your hot plate so it's at the centre, and then carefully undo the clamp to drop it, and then tighten it up just a little bit so it's holding it. So now we're ready to start heating it and to heat it to reflux. So as it's going to reflux, it's going to boil with constant volume. Just turn the hot plate on. The scales are completely arbitrary, so just turn it up. I've got it at about 200, which should be hot enough to start. And then sort of take a step back and just watch it till it starts boiling. You can now see that it's starting to boil. What we're looking out for to tell that when it is at reflux is we're looking to see when you've got the reaction mixture boiling, going up into the condenser, vaporising and then dripping down the bottom of the condenser. Now the reaction's at reflux point. Now we recognise this for two reasons. You can see down the edge of the flask, I'm not going to touch it because this is quite hot, this solution is going down and it's also dripping down the bottom of the condenser. So now you can start your timer to time the 20 minutes it needs to reflux for. It's now been refluxing for 20 minutes, it's time to stop. So turn your hot plate off, and without it cooling you're going to put your 2 mils of water down the condenser, and this gets rid of any unreacted acetic anhydride. Now it's time to take it off. So you lift the condenser and I'm going to use the paper syrup to lift the flask off, and then I'm just going to leave it there for a few moments to cool. And now you can take it to do the next stage of the reaction. Thanks for watching, and if you've any questions, send me an email.